So after making my Kevin Smith Clownfish TV video, two things came up that I thought were worth talking about. Now, the first involves a rumor about the third Spider-Man movie and how Charlie Cox's Daredevil may reportedly appear in that, thanks to Kevin Smith. Oh, but wait, this was only a fan rumor posted on the internet, so Kevin Smith, he's not really in the know. But wait a minute, that can't be right, can it? I mean, this is the same Kevin Smith that decided to tag in real Clownfish TV and talk about posting faux insider info, noting that kind of stuff, it's just all fabricated. Of course it can't be real. Are you telling me that rumors on the internet should be listened to? They should be shared when you feel like they're important? Kevin, that's interesting. And the second thing that I want to add, well, it deals with this person in front of you. You know, somebody that is on the He-Man project. See, not only are they a blue check mark, and not only do they hobnob with people in the comic book industry that, well, they've helped destroy it, but this is a very edited picture of what they see the world as via Tumblr. You can thank me for cutting off that bottom picture, by the way. But if you think about this picture here, then, does that make the rumors shared by Clownfish TV seem less likely or more likely? I wonder, you tell me. So hey there, so today you and I are returning to that wonderful World of Kevin Smith coverage. And I have to say that the first part of this, yeah, it really says something about the hypocrisy of the person. And the second, it really adds to what Clownfish TV was saying. Now, if you're saying to yourself, that umbrella guy, I have no idea what you're talking about, well, very, very briefly, Clownfish TV put up this statement. My understanding of Kevin Smith's He-Man series from an alleged insider, Teela is a better He-Man than Adam, and he steps aside to let her and her girlfriend take over hero duties. If true, this won't play well. Now, Kevin Smith apparently sees this, decides that he's lost enough weight that no one will notice him in the witness protection program, and says, hey, I can come in and say something. Quote, as showrunner, I really could have used these story suggestions before we locked the script. However, no. He-Man does no stepping aside, and Teela has no girlfriend in our show. The story is pretty dark and way metal. Before Revelation, we were calling it End of the Universe. And like any good cracker out there, he comes back with 3 times the saltine. I'm talking about Ritz, by the way, people. What are you thinking? He tags in Real Clownfish TV and says, instead of posting your faux insider info, here's a real story. Mattel made a behind-the-scenes video featuring our actors recording. So, a fan took some Mark and Lena's dialogues, spliced them into old Filmation clips, look, and gives you a link. Now, we're going to flagrantly ignore the fact that Clownfish TV, Doomcock, and others have been right so often, and we're going to go with that idea. Faux insider info. Don't need to be posting things that aren't verified. So MCU Direct comes in with a rumor saying Charlie Cox's Daredevil may reportedly appear in the third Spider-Man movie, according to that Kevin Smith. Now, according to this Direct.com article, they note rumor. According to Kevin Smith, via the latest episode of the Fat Man Beyond podcast, a rumor has arisen that Charlie Cox will reprise his role as Matt Murdock, a role he has played in Netflix Daredevil in the untitled Spider-Man 3 film. Here's what Smith had to say about the matter. Quote, I heard another piece of good effing news. Did you hear that Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie's going to have a lawyer in it? Then his co-host, Mark B., whom we're going to talk about in just a moment in part 2, clarified if Smith is referring to She-Hulk, and Smith responds with, Charlie Cox, they're bringing in as Matt Murdock. Now, I want you to listen to this part here, how this quote-unquote rumor sounds from his mouth. That's been the rumor online. That says that's like the one that like Marvel's like GD it. How did that get out? So it makes it sound like when he's talking about it that Marvel is upset by all of this stuff. They didn't want the rumor to get out. And remember, Kevin Smith, he's one of those people that's supposedly in the know, right? Of course, he wouldn't be passing around things that's not verified. But wait, what's this now? Perspective, Kevin Smith says. While I too hope this rumor is true. Please remember that I only talked about it with Mark B. on Fat Man Beyond after I read about it on the internet, just like everybody else. This means I have no inside info. Much like everybody else, I'm just a hopeful fan. So when Clownfish TV talks about something, here's another quote saying she supposedly used the sword. Again, alleged inside information. I cannot 100% verify. That's somehow different. In this instance, it's enough to trigger Salty Kevin, making sure that you tag in Real Clownfish TV, even though you shared their stuff, so they know that you've seen it. And you go on a rant talking about false insider information, because again, you wouldn't share that kind of stuff, would you? Someone else you might recognize also caught on to this too. In fact, this is the way that I saw it. Props to Clownfish TV, saying, oh, so wait, it's okay when he speculates because he's just a hopeful fan. Wow. Yeah, you didn't realize that when you're out there swapping slobber with Stan Lee, props to Stan Lee, by the way, or you're out there sucking on J.J. Abrams, crickets. Big Toe? Yeah, that's it, Big Toe. Way to rebound that umbrella guy. That there are different rules that actually apply to you. Good save. And well, look who else showed up to dip that sucker in hot sauce. Clownfish TV, main account, I can imagine who that is. Called out for running with an unsubstantiated rumor. Forced to backpedal. Ironic indeed. Now, a lot of other people, they respond on this too, and it is a beautiful thing to behold. Tom at the top, by the way, props to Tom too. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, you definitely should. You've been missing out. But he said after he talked, he did. Wow, again, is this what he meant by not meeting your heroes? Yep, 99.98% of the time, they're going to disappoint you unless you love umbrellas. Then, well, no, I'm just playing there. But seriously, some of these people, they really showcase why you don't need any kind of immediate contact there. You can see other people saying, ooh, popcorn moment. Other ones saying, yeah, where's that self-awareness? Maybe we need to pack that in. And it keeps going on from there. A lot of people, they bring that in, and they're right about this. The hypocrisy to it. It's not only glaring, but it's really interesting how he sees himself as a fan, a hopeful fan, and the rest of us, we're just the pleb. Now, like I said in the other video, there are plenty of reasons to distrust Kevin Smith. I mean, look what he did with Batman. Now, The Widening Gyre, I would say, is an interesting read, but this is also the part that I remember from it, where Batman basically wets himself. Why did he do that? Well, because he couldn't figure out a way to humanize Batman, and he wanted to, quote-unquote, leave his stain on him, if you will. All of those criticisms, too, they focus on Kevin Smith. They don't look outward. If you start looking outward and looking all the names that are attached to this project, well, you'll find some that are truly questionable. See, Mark B., for example, his co-host and also a reason not to listen to the podcast, utters things like this. For example, if 2017 was the tip of the representational spear, then 2018 will be the long shaft that follows. This year will deliver Black Panther, A Wrinkle in Time, Ocean's 8, Crazy Rich Asians, studio movies catering to historically underserved audiences, many of which are written and directed by members of those same audiences. In other words, 2018 is the year that white dudes will be confronted with inescapable media that isn't about them. So you're going to be delivering a product based on nostalgia. Fun times in that. And it goes further. Black Panther might be the biggest, blackest movie ever made. And white nerds are going to have to go see it because it's a Marvel movie. They're going to have to learn to identify with someone who doesn't look like them, who doesn't live where they live, who doesn't talk or act the way they do. They're going to have to learn cinematic empathy. Because you have no empathy yet. You haven't built that up from comics because you know what you are? You're a white nerd. Yeah, that's right. Isn't that beautiful? Mark B. has also had some interesting things to say about the consumer, whether it's veiled, like going out and supporting Mark Waid's GoFundMe because, oh my God, got to put that one creator he interfered with in his place, or direct comments like the ones that he's taken down that were sharing articles about Comicsgate because he needed to put those consumers right where they belong. And like I said, there's also that Tumblr out there. And if you you think that stuff about Tila seems really far-fetched? Well, you can see the redacted picture here from International Women's Day and the way that he feels that should be treated. That's just the tip of the iceberg, too. You can look on your own time if you want to see more of that, but it does lead you to say, how far-fetched is this? I mean, we already saw the hypocrisy in even having theories, apparently. Not supposed to have them unless you're Kevin Smith. And then, well, you see what Kevin Smith supports, what other folks out there support. Again, interesting. Let me know what you think. Briefly, too, let me thank you for your time and for being here. You make these endeavors possible. I say that every time because I truly do believe it and because I'm truly thankful that you show up. I don't want to monopolize your time. I tell you that all the time, too, but I do want to thank you for it because, again, I sincerely do appreciate you being here. If you like this stuff, too, share videos, make sure you're subbed to the channel. But, again, you just showing up this time, that's appreciated. So, thank you. We'll see you again. And yeah, that's all.